wanna la la la. I wanna la. I wanna la la la. I wanna la. I wanna la la la.
Welcome to the 14th episode of JSE Sens'd. This is where we make JSE Sense make sense, so you can make sense. Just like many of our other episodes, this episode is not intended and must not be used as financial advice. Financial advisors are trained professionals who consider your entire financial situation before providing you with recommendations. Avoid taking financial advice from content creators from any other social media platform. JSE Sens'd is strictly for commentary and informational purposes only. It's not even enough to constitute educational material. There's a lot we can learn here, but it's not enough. It's not comprehensive enough to be educational material. We do, however, have educational material. Just reach out to us on the WhatsApp number in the description box below. If you're investing on your own, verify the information you find in these episodes. If you are not investing on your own but you're still interested and you don't want to take our classes, it's still fine. Just make sure that you reach out to a licensed and authorized financial advisor before making any investments. Let's get right into it. The first company we are going to talk about in this episode is ADvTECH. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it the right way, but it's written ADvTECH. So if I'm not pronouncing it the right way, write it in the comment section. I'm still gonna read it the way that I read it. That's just something about pronouncing stuff that you read. If you read a lot of books, no one teaches you how to pronounce words, but you can be using big words all over. But since no one is teaching you how to pronounce them, you find that you don't know how to pronounce them. But the fact that you know those words shows that you read a lot. I don't know why I decided to say that, but ADvTECH is listed on the JSE with a ticker symbol ADH. And ADvTECH, in its own words, they say that it's Africa's leading private education provider. And they have expanded its Makini schools offering in Nairobi, Kenya, by acquiring a school named Regis Runda Academy. So they have campuses in South Africa and they just expanded into Kenya, right? They bought Regis Runda for about 172 million rands. They say it's situated in the fast developing Runda area, northeast of Nairobi. The school, with a current capacity of 2,000 students and a full K-12 offering, I'm assuming that's like grade R to 12, maybe. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, right? It will be rebranded as Makini Schools Runda, right? Part of the announcement says, in November 2024, ADvTECH acquired Flipper International Schools in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So it seems like ADvTECH is really just, if they are not already a leading institution in Africa, they are on their way there. Because they have a school in Ethiopia, they have schools in South Africa, they have schools in Kenya, right? So these private education schools seem to be pounding on top of something. Like they seem to be onto something. The next company we are going to talk about, it's also a private education provider, right? Almost like FinTract, but FinTract is focused on finance, financial literacy, right? But ADvTECH had two announcements. So that was the first one. They bought a school in Kenya, and they also told you that, remember, we also bought another one in Ethiopia. So we are serious with this expansion. The second announcement was a voluntary trading statement. A trading statement, like I usually say in our episodes, is when a company has reason to believe that their earnings are going to be changing significantly, whether negatively or positively, right? The JSE requires companies to disclose if they are changing by less than 20% from the previous reporting period or more than 20%. As long as it's less or 20%, then they have to disclose that. So ADvTECH says that their basic headline earnings per share and basic earnings per share are expected to be between 13% and 18%. I guess this one is just, that's why they call it a voluntary trading statement, because they are not required to disclose. It's less than 20%. So they are expecting them to be between 13 and 18% higher than the previous earnings period, right? So ADvTECH is currently trading around 31 rands per share, and it has an all-time high of about 35 rands that it achieved in January 2021. So you can tell that it's on a upward trajectory, because if it achieved this all-time high in January 2025, 8 months ago, 7 months ago, and it's currently trading around 31 rands. It's like 4 rands away from the all-time high. So it shows you that if I can almost see the chart in my head on TradingView, it's like it's looking up, right? Maybe there's something there. So you let me know what you think about ADvTECH in the comment section or on WhatsApp. The second company we are going to talk about in this episode, and it's also a private education institution. It's STADIO Holdings. You may have heard about STADIO. If not, now you know about it. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol SDO, and it has also released a trading statement. STADIO says their earnings per share is expected to be between 22.7% and 32.5% higher than the previous earnings period, which is also higher than what ADvTECH is expecting. And I think if you can realize, like, our more recent episodes are grouping together competing companies. I don't know if you realize that or not, because I think episode 12 or 11 has mining companies into one. And then another episode has real estate companies into one. The previous episode had banks into one. Now this one has these two private education giants. So they are grouping competitors together for ease of reference for your research, right? So yeah, earnings per share for STADIO, 22.7 to 32.5, somewhere there, higher than the previous earnings period. The headline earnings per share is expected to be between 22.8 to 32.7. So yeah, STADIO is expecting that their earnings are going to be significantly higher than their previous earnings period. They are currently trading at around 8 rands and 91 cents for one share. Very, very, very cheap. Very cheap, man. I mean, if you're watching this, you probably have 10 rands. You can buy one share of STADIO. I'm not saying you should. I'm just making a comparison for perspective. If you're looking at 10 rand and you think it's, oh, you know what? Here's a 5 rand. Here's a 2 rand. Here's a 1 rand. I just need 91 cents and I can buy STADIO, one share of STADIO. That's enough to make a perspective, man. I can buy, imagine, you can either go out there and give someone at the robot this coin, or you can buy one share. So that's how cheap it is, right? And it has an all-time high of 9 rands and 25 cents, which it achieved in July 2025. Also very similar to ADvTECH. I mean, they have achieved their all-time highs this year, and they're not trading so far off from them, which kind of like points to something here. I think South Africans are waking up to private education because they see that, hey, our government is really sleeping on public schools, and STADIO is offering like tertiary courses. I'm not sure about ADvTECH. So you find that we have this tendency of our universities in South Africa to say anyone can apply for admission. Once you apply for admission, they tell you, the space is full, but there's no refund. So it's almost like a money-making scheme because people pay for those applications that they submit, right? So other people that are not taken by your VERTS, UJ, Rhodes, UP and stuff, they end up going to STADIO. And other people would just want to go there because of the success stories that they may hear from other people who went there and stuff like that. But I mean, I can almost see the chart again with this one. It just did its all-time high last month, and it's currently trading around 8 rands 91 cents. So it's also on a very up trajectory. If you're going to be investing in this, please do further research on them. Just what I'm saying is not enough for you to think these are good companies. The third company we are going to talk about in our episode is SAPPI Limited. You know SAPPI, the one that makes blank A4 papers for printing. It also makes chemicals and stuff. Apparently, some of this food that we eat have chemicals from SAPPI. So it's not just into the paper business. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol SAP for SAPPI, right? And yeah, this one is breathing through the pipes. They released their results for the third quarter, ended June 2025, and they're expecting, well, from the results, they noted that there's a loss for the period. It's not even a profit of about negative 26%. Ew. Yeah, that's bad. Oh no, it's the EBITDA. It's the EBITDA, which is excluding special items. The normal EBITDA is down about negative 26%. I remember when I was preparing for this video, I told myself I was going to remember because this statement doesn't look so good. This campaign. Imagine you're doing bad, you are losing, you don't even have the energy to prepare a nice document. Like this statement is it's not looking good. I told myself I was going to remember, but I forgot and now I made a mistake. So the EBITDA, that's excluding special items, is down 26%. And their net debt has increased by 45%, almost half of the debt that they had in the previous period. So it means that, yeah, they're not doing well and they're busy taking up more debt, maybe to fund their recovery and stuff like that. But yeah, I just had to talk about this one because SAPPI is well known, man. I wonder what's going on since they're not just in the paper making industry. So what's going on to this company? I think maybe the management is not so qualified. I don't know. I'm just making assumptions. It has an all-time high of 105 rands per share that it achieved since 2018, and it's now trading for only 28 rands and 30 cents per share, meaning that SAPPI is trading 73% down from its all-time high. I don't know what you think about this one. You can let me know what you think about SAPPI in the comment section. The fourth company we are going to talk about in this episode is Life Healthcare Holdings. Life Healthcare is listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol LHC, right? And it's a chain of hospitals, if you didn't know. They have declared a special dividend, and also they have some changes to their board. The board charter and the terms of the nominations and governance committee. Let's focus on the special dividend. So the declaration of special dividend, according to the notice, they say the board of directors of Life Healthcare is pleased to announce the approval and declaration of a gross special cash dividend of 2 rands and 35 cents per share. This special dividend payable from income reserves is the distribution of the net proceeds received following the disposal of the group's interest in live molecular imaging, which has unlocked significant value for Life Healthcare shareholders. I mentioned in a previous episode that usually companies declare special dividends after selling something off, right? I think I was talking about Redefine Properties. Is it? Yeah, I think it's Redefine. They sold Rosebank Corner, the property at Rosebank Corner, but they haven't declared special dividend. I was just mentioning that usually when you see a company selling one of their assets, then they are going to declare a special dividend. Something else you might also remember from our previous episodes is that when a company sells one of their assets, it's going to distort its earnings per share. So the most reliable one to use is the headline earnings per share, since it's not going to include this sale, right? So we're learning a lot from these episodes. It continues to say, this special dividend is subject to approval by the South African Reserve Bank before it can be paid. So until then, it's just an idea until Reserve Bank approves it. If you want to get this special dividend, you have to be sure to buy Life Healthcare shares before or on 16 September, which will be a Tuesday. If you buy it on the 17th going forward, you're not going to get this special dividend. Maybe other dividends in future, but not this one. This one you have to be invested before the 16th or on the 16th for you to get it. Life Healthcare has an all-time high of 44 rands and 50 per share, which it achieved in 2014, and it's currently trading around 13 rands 50 per share, which means they are down 70% from all time. Hey, I think we need a US version of JSE Sen'd so that you can know what I mean by South African companies will go down. South African companies go down like crazy, bro. 70%. Hey, we're living in a very volatile country. This country is very volatile. I call it. Like American companies, if it goes down like 70%, we know something is really, really, really wrong. South African companies will just go down 70%, even when things are not so bad. It makes you see that our economy is like, bro, we have smart people in South Africa. People that know what to do to sort out this economy and fix the problems that we have. So it makes you see that we have other people who are controlling our country, and those people are not approving those changes. They don't want it to change, and that's why our markets are like this. Because they are making too much money as it is with the current standing of our country. The fifth company, is it the fifth one? 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth company we are going to talk about is BLU, Blue Telecoms. It's listed on the JSE with the ticker symbol BLU. This is the owner of Cell C, right? The majority owner of Cell C. They also released the trading statement for the year ended 31 May 2025. I remember why I wonder why they released it so late on the 7th of August. And this thing is dated 31 May 2025. Blue is very diversified. They don't just own Cell C. They are also one of, if not the largest provider of airtime vouchers and tickets to events. I think they own Ticket Pro, where you're going to be buying your tickets for that Kabza the Small and Maphorisa show. And a lot, like they own a lot of other smaller businesses, right? So they are not just into South Sea. The trading statement says the earnings per share are expected to increase by more than 20%. The headline earnings per share are expected to increase by more than 20%, and the core headline earnings are expected to increase by more than 20%. So yeah, they're just honoring the JSE requirement. Blue is currently trading around 16 rands and 55 cents. And I remember one of my friends has told me to look into this stock when it was trading around 9 rands. So it's close to making 100% now. I didn't look into it because I was busy making these episodes for you. I rarely have time to look on the side, like I'm very focused on the companies that I'm investing into, the companies on my own watch list, and making content. I rarely find time to add extra companies into what I'm doing, right? So you should appreciate it some more. But it's not on you, it's on me. Blue has an all-time high of 22 rands per share, and it achieved it in 2016. So 22 rands, currently trading around 16 rands. So it's not really that far off. And something to note, Blue has went up 210% since January 2025. So I think my friend is eating. I need to check him after this episode. 210% this year only. Let me know what you think about Blue in the comment section. The last and sixth company we are going to talk about in this episode is none other than JSE. Did you know JSE is selling JSE shares on the JSE? So you can invest into the JSE just like any of these companies we talk about. You can be a JSE shareholder. That's very interesting to me. And JSE makes all these sorts of requirements. Hey, if you make more than 20% or less than 20% of your earnings, you have to disclose. Hey, a company has to satisfy this and this to list. Hey, companies have to release their annual statements. So it's like a referee of the market, but it's also a player in those same markets. So it's just something there. It's listed on JSE with the ticker symbol JSE, right? And they also released their unreviewed interim results for the 6 month ended 30 June. And JSE has noted that their revenue has changed by 11.8%. And they say the JSE delivered a strong first half performance with net profit after tax up 13.2%. And this growth was the activity and consistent execution across our core business lines. So I remember I also made a TikTok video about this one. JSE doing well means the companies on JSE, some of them are doing well. And for this year, even if you closed your eyes and just threw your money towards any other gold mining company, you would make some sort of return. Gold has just been soaring for this year, and I believe that's why the JSE was able to attract a lot of capital into it, because investors wanted to take advantage of that. So if the JSE is doing well, it says a lot about the companies that are listed on the JSE. It means they're also doing well indirectly, right? Some of them are still going to see flames. It's currently trading at 133 rands for one share, and it has an all-time high of 208 rands, which it achieved since 2018, meaning JSE is currently trading 35% down from its all-time high ever. So that's just about it with today's episode of JSE Sens'd. I'll see you in the next one. Do me a favor, share this episode with at least one person. I've seen that on average 100 people watches these episodes, which is a lot. Imagine 100 people inside one room. It's a lot of people, right? Imagine if 100 people gave you 100 rands each. That's a lot of money. Imagine if 100 people were inside one room. That's a lot of people. So share this episode with one person. That person, if they also enjoy it and make it to this part, they can share it with one person. That's how we're going to grow our numbers, right? If FinTrack is able to grow its YouTube channel and TikTok channel, and we are now able to make money from our content, most of our other services will become more affordable and even free to our people. So help us make money from YouTube. help us make money from TikTok so that we can provide you with free services, since we don't need that money to invest into our business. That's just the whole idea. Share, like, comment, subscribe, all that business. It helps the algorithm to also suggest the video to other people, because it thinks that, oh, people like this, so let me show it to some more other people. But nonetheless, this is JSE Sens'd. This is where we make sense make sense, so you can make sense.
Shit, I remember high school, but I don't remember who was cool. The cycle is that I'm on now and only better cause I'm not a fool.